Hello everybody, my name is Mark, this is Riffle Shuffle and Roll, and today you're here to learn how to play and get my thoughts on the commercial card game Monopoly Bid. So what I would like to do for commercial games is give you an opportunity to learn how to play so that way you can formulate an opinion on whether you might like the game or not. So what I'm going to do is walk you through how to play the game and then give my thoughts at the end. Before we begin, I want to give a huge shout out to GameRules.com. They helped make this video possible, and I am a contributor for that website, and I can tell you if you head over to GameRules.com, you will find a ton of games to learn how to play. I also want to invite you over to my Reddit page. This is my home base for all things game related, and I'd like to see you over there. The link for that is down in the description. Monopoly Bid is a commercial card game for 2 to 5 players. The objective of the game is to be the first player to collect 3 sets of properties. This game's key mechanisms are auctioning, set collection, take that actions, and negotiating. Let's dive in and learn how to play. To play Monopoly Bid, you will need to purchase the game. It costs anywhere from $5 to $8 depending on where you buy it. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside the box. The game contains 32 action cards, 3 of which can be played only while you are the auction host, and 1 that you can play at any time. They have wild cards, which count as properties, steal cards, which allow you to steal properties from your opponents, draw 2 cards, which allows you to draw 2 extra cards while you're the host, and a nope card. The nope card is a defensive card against these. There are 50 money cards in this game, ranging from $1 to $5. Money cards are used to bid on properties. And finally, the game includes 28 property cards. During this game, players are trying to collect sets of property cards. A set may contain 2, 3, or 4 properties within it. Of course, using wilds will affect how the sets are collected, and we will discuss that later on in the video. For now, let's jump into the setup for the game. Shuffle the property cards thoroughly and place them in the center of the playing space. Shuffle the money and action cards together and deal 5 cards to each player. Place the remaining cards in the center as the draw pile. If a player does not receive any money on the deal, they discard their entire hand and draw 5 more cards from the draw pile. You should keep your hand a secret during the game, but for this video we're going to play with the hands facing up. The game begins with the youngest player going first. Each turn begins with all of the players drawing 1 card from the draw pile. We'll play that this is the youngest player and they will begin as the auction host. This player gets to draw 1 card first and add it to their hand. Then going left, each player draws a card and adds it to their hand. When a player is the auction host, they are allowed to play as many action cards from their hand as they wish. The host chooses to play the draw 2, which allows them to draw 2 more cards from the draw pile. Any action cards played are discarded on the discard pile. At any time during the game, an opponent may play a nope card. If a player plays a nope card, it cancels out the action card. If a nope card is played, it is also discarded to the discard pile. It does not have to be the player's turn as host in order to play a nope card. If during their turn, the host tries to play an action card and another player nopes it, the host, or any other player that might have a special interest in what the host is trying to do, can nope the nope, which cancels out the original nope. So that is kind of a fun, crazy element of the game, is that a whole series of nopes can happen that may or may not cancel out the original action. Once the host has finished playing action cards, it's time to begin the auction. The host flips up the first property card. Each player secretly decides how much money they're going to bid on that property. When all of the players have their bids ready, The host counts down, 3, 2, 1, bid, and each player plays their bid to the table simultaneously. A player does not have to bid if they do not want the property. Whoever bids the highest amount wins the property. So in this example, the 4 outbids the 2. This player places their money in the discard pile and collects the property. The players who did not win the bid keep their money. If there is a tie for the highest bid, the players involved in the tie will bid again. The host counts down, 3, 2, 1, and simultaneously, each player reveals their next bid. The player with the highest bid pays to the discard pile and collects the property. The player that lost the bid keeps their money. If none of the players bid for the property, or if a tie cannot be resolved, the property is turned face down and placed back under the property pile. Play would then pass to the left. Play like this continues with each player taking turns being the auction host. Let's go ahead and talk about how wilds work and how they affect set collecting. A set may contain 1, 2, or even 3 wilds if needed. But a set must contain at least 1 actual property card. So a set of 3 wild cards is an illegal set. This cannot be done. It is possible for property sets to be split up into different sets. So here we see a good example with the yellow property set actually being split up into 2 separate sets through the use of wild cards. Another set could even be created using the 3rd yellow card and 2 wilds. A complete set cannot be broken up through the use of a steal card. If a player plays a steal card, they cannot steal a property from a complete set. They can only take a property from an incomplete set. The final thing that you should know is that during the game at any time, players can negotiate with each other for trades. Property trading is allowed, so if at any point during the game, 2 players can come to an agreement, properties may be swapped. Play continues until one of the players at the table has successfully collected 3 property sets. The first to do so wins the game. Alright, now that we've seen how to play Monopoly Bid, I'm going to go ahead and just give you some of my thoughts, and I'll let you form your own opinion on this game. First, let's start with the price. It ranges anywhere from $5 to $8, and I think it's well worth that. The quality of the cards is okay. I think it's on par with any other game that Hasbro puts out. They'll last, but they'll probably get worn in the long run, especially if the game is played with a lot. But I don't necessarily think that that's going to ruin the game. Overall gameplay, this game is easy to learn, and I think it's a lot of fun. I've only played this game with my wife, and we had a blast. You would think a game like this would rely on having more people, and I can say that with just 2, it's a lot of fun. I can only imagine that this game is even more fun with the full 5 people, because with that amount of people, you can negotiate, you can wheel and deal during the game. There can easily be a lot of bluffing in this game, because you can talk big, act like you're gonna go for that property, and then bid nothing. And in the meantime, you've convinced other players at the table who might really want that property to spend more than they would have. So there's a lot of fun there. I was actually able to bluff my wife into paying way more for a property that she needed, and I ended up bidding nothing. So little moments like that throughout the game are just a blast. So in my opinion, I think this game is worth buying. The price is right, it's a ton of fun with just 2 players, so it's gonna be even better with more. And it's quick. Each game is gonna last around 15 to 20 minutes, depending on the amount of people playing and how much negotiating is going on. So I give Monopoly Bid 2 thumbs up. If you see it in the store, pick it up. All right, well that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I will catch you next time, and remember to keep on playing.